When you're ready for a real challenge, you're ready for Marble Madness. There are deadly steelies, marble munchers, acid pools, digital waves, vacuum cleaners, catapults, pistons, pounding hammers, killer birds, and they're all after you. Do you have what it takes to reach the silly maze where everything's upside down, or the ultimate maze where even the maze moves? Do you have what it takes, or will Marble Madness make you lose your marbles? Marble Madness. And coming soon, Jordan versus Bird, one-on-one for your Nintendo.
Marble Madness is a game developed by Atari and published by Milton Bradley for the NES in 1989. The game did not originate on the NES. In fact, it originated from arcades. After being a huge hit at arcades, Marble Madness was ported to tons of consoles, including the NES, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Color, Sega Master System, Amiga, and more. The NES and Sega Genesis version sold the best. The Sega Genesis version is closest graphics-wise to the arcade version. Marble Madness is also known for being one of the shortest games of all time, so it is also one of the best games for speedrunners to play. A sequel to Marble Madness was made for arcades, but never officially released. Only a few collectors own Marble Madness, Marble Man, and the game's ROM has never been released either. A lot of footage of Marble Man 2 does exist though. After this bit of information, let's move on to the game. I'm going to go through all of this game's key features and mechanics. Plus, I will also take a look at all of the stages in Marble Madness. Here we have the title screen, nothing special here. Second player mode is included in the game. Once you choose your option, you can now enter your name. This name will be seen on the high scores table later in the game, although it doesn't save your score. Now, here's the control section. You can choose from 45 degrees to 90 degrees, although I don't see a difference in the control types. The first stage, or should I say, the practice stage. This is the easiest stage in the game, since it is just a practice stage, I guess. I just love the music here. This stage is really easy to get a good time on. The less time it takes you to beat a stage, the more time you will have to complete the next stage. All there really is a few twists and turns. Alright, it's time for stage 2. So, here's stage 2. You probably noticed the loud music already. First we go down this hill, then the first enemy you see in the game appears. This black marble tries to knock you off the course. A bit further down the stage, we see green enemies called Marble Munchers. Simply avoid these to survive. Just beside the group of enemies, we see a pipe. You can go down this pipe if you want. There are many alternate paths in this game. Also, one thing to mention, you can pick up speed if you hold down the A button on your controller. I only recommend using this on long stretches, as you can fall off the platform easier if you go down faster. Moving on, here is the hardest part of the stage, the ice. You need to slide your way in a specific direction to make it across the ice. This can be very difficult at times, others not so difficult. After the sheet of ice, you've made it to the end of the stage. Luckily this stage is not so hard. The challenge comes later in the game. Here we are at the intermediate race. This stage is where you get your first taste of challenge. You'll get bumped around, fall off ledges, and be hit by enemies. The first part of the stage is the easiest part. First you'll go through platforms which will bump you around a bit. After that, it's really just about dodging the enemies. Wait a minute, I rolled over an enemy and I didn't die. Let's rewatch that. See, I'm not crazy, am I? Anyways, after you go down this pipe, you are near the end of the level. I always use this green shortcut here. It can be challenging at times and take a while, or you can get really lucky and do it on your first try. After making it through, you've made it to the end of the level. Things get much harder after this level, so let's continue. Alright, the aerial race. This stage is pretty tricky if you don't know what you're doing. First, let the cliff roll you off. You'll find that it's very easy to fall in this stage, so be cautious. After going through these platforms, you roll down this lane. Now this catapult launches you to the other side. I really like this idea. Nice work, developers. Okay, the hardest part in this stage. I don't even know what these things are. What is that thing? Stop bumping me off! Aha! Finally! It's about time we finish the aerial race. This stage really gets harder as you go on. Let's check out the next stage. Oh, the silly race. I always hated this stage. Hey, what's this? Oh, the magic wand. I haven't told you about this yet, have I? Basically, it's a magic wand that'll randomly appear and give you an extra 10 seconds. This really comes in handy at times. Let's move on. First, you need to climb these hills. If you can, come on! Ugh, finally. Once you're up, there are a ton of these mini enemies. Each enemy you roll over gives you an extra 3 seconds. If you're running out of time, I suggest you stop and kill them. After going through this pipe, there is this ledge that'll keep blasting you off. It takes a while to get through that, and it really slows you down. Alright, over here you need to dodge these birds. They've honestly never hurt me. Now you just need to go down this ledge and roll over to the finish line. That's the end. Silly Race is one of my least favorite levels, mostly because it can be really unfair at times. Oh no, the ultimate race! I've got 24 seconds to do this. I can do it! I can do it! I can do it! I can't do this! On a further notice, I actually did beat the game. I had more time to complete the level, and the stage is a bit easier once you get up that first hill. Unfortunately, I didn't record the footage. At least I have a screenshot. Overall, Marble Madness is one of the best puzzle games available for the NES. It's just really fun, and honestly one of the best 2-player games on the NES. Although it's short, it's difficult. The game offers lots of challenge, and definitely has high replayability. Thanks for watching. Retro Game Lord signing out.